Welcome to the Copper King Mine and Railroad. Today we're going to talk about large haul truck development at Bingham Canyon Mine. So stay tuned. Truck development at Bingham Canyon Mine. In 1963, Truck Haulage Division came to Bingham Canyon Mine. It was part of a $100 million mine expansion that was announced on February 23, 1963. The first haul trucks used at the mine were 65-ton Haulpaks and KW darts. The KW was shortened name for Kenworth. This was a time of large truck development. Bingham Canyon Mine will be a testing ground for building large haul trucks. Before 1963, Kennecott had been using haul trucks to strip waste rock in the higher portions of the mine. In 1958, Kennecott contracted with Western Contracting to remove waste rock in the highest levels of the mine. Over the next 5 years, additional millions of cubic yards of overburden will be removed by Western Contracting. Kennecott stated that it was not practical to use their railroad system on the upper levels of the mine. Trucks were more versatile and could make a wider level pass. They were quicker and more cost-effective. Most of the top portion of the mine was waste rock removal. Even before 1958, we have pictures of trucks being used at the mine. This August 21st, 1957 image shows a tractor-trailer type truck high on the west side. December 4th, 1956 shows one of those tractor-trailer trucks that went over the level. It was up in Carfork Canyon. The G-line bridge and H and I-line bridges are in the background. Back to truck development. In the 1960s and 70s, companies like Wabco, Unit Rig, T-Rex, Dart, Euclid were all competing for the large haul truck business. Kennecott tested some of these trucks, both diesel-electric and mechanical drive trucks. They were even testing turbine engines in the trucks. The next trucks to come to the mine after the 65-ton darts and Haulpaks were 110 Dart tractor-trailer trucks. That was on March 5th, 1965. Now, these were rough-riding trucks and were very jerky, pounding you front and back as you drove, and they were extremely rough riding. They were hard to drive, especially hard to back up, and that was because of the short wheelbase. Some men actually refused to drive these trucks. I remember waiting at the shovel for a long time while the driver tried to back up to the shovel to be loaded. Next to come to the mine in 1967 were the 85-ton/100-ton electric drive haul trucks. The engines powered a generator for the electric drive motors in the wheels. Both Unit Rig Electra Hauls and Wabco's Westinghouse Air Brake Company were experimenting with electric drive motors in the trucks. I think the trucks came at the mine in 1967 as 85-ton trucks, but then Kennecott added skirting to the beds, what kicked them up to 100-ton trucks that show up on the roster. Kennecott even tried using haul trucks with turbine engines, recognized by the one big exhaust stack they had. The trucks were very noisy, but were fast off the line. One problem the trucks had is that they had many safety features that shut down the engine to protect it. Photos show both Unit Rig or Electra Hauls and Wabco's were testing turbines. Another interesting truck they tested at the mine was a Euclid RX rear dump, known as a R-105. These trucks were unique, being four-wheel drive with the articulated frame. They steered by hydraulic cylinders moving the frame. They were four-wheel drive. Each wheel had a pair of tires. The payload was 85 to 105 tons. I think they first came to the mine painted green and were T-Rex trucks. It's important to note that while haul truck development was going on, it couldn't be accomplished without tire advancement. That was taking place around the same time. The tires had to support heavier and heavier loads. Also, as the haul trucks got bigger and bigger, so did the electric rope shovels at the mine have to grow. The early pit shovels loading the trains were limited to using 5-yard dippers, and that was not to interfere with the catenary lines, or we called the trolley lines that were used on the electric motors. The number 11 shovel was put into service in 1963. It started with the first haul trucks. It had a 15-yard dipper. The number 48 electric shovel had a 27-yard dipper. So did the 76 shovel. Number 55 electric shovel is shown being put together, and that was in 1995. It had a 54-yard dipper. The P&H number 59 shovel is a 4100 XPC. It has a 72-yard dipper. By the 1970s, the 150 to 170 ton trucks were coming to the mine. The first largest fleet was the Electrohauls, 170 ton Mark 36 trucks, numbered from 314 to 376. They came from 1974 to 1981. Many of the unit rig Electrohaul trucks were assembled at the old Lark mine shops. The trucks had a 1,600 horsepower engine to power the generator for the rear electric drive motors. They had 500-gallon fuel tanks, and the tires were 10 feet tall. Here's some photos of them at work at the mine. At the same time, Wapco, Haulpaks, and Euclid had their 150-ton trucks at the mine. Here's a 150-ton Haulpak Wapco loading at the shovel. This image shows both 150-ton Haulpak and a 65-ton Haulpak on the dump. We have photographs of the 150-ton Euclids that were used at the mine. They were also electric drive trucks. The 1980s were turbulent years for Kennecott. Buyouts, takeovers, the mine will change hands several times. June 4th, 1981, Standard Oil Company of Ohio, will purchase Kennecott. British Petroleum owned 53% and took control. With the new influx of capital, Bingham Canyon Mine will be modernized, spending $400 million on improvements. In 1983, the mine will become a truck haulage only operation. Part of the modernization was an in-pit crusher and conveyor system that will replace the trains. But then copper prices soared. The trains will remain until 2001, but only with reduced capacity. Part of the $400 million modernization, the mining equipment will be upgraded, including new haul trucks and shovels. In 1989, Rio Tinto will purchase all Kennecott assets for $4.3 billion. Bingham Canyon Mine will be named Kennecott Rio Tinto. In the 1990s, Haulpak became Komatsu. Kennecott will start using Komatsu's 830E trucks. They were 240 to 252 ton electric drive trucks. These newer diesel-electric haul trucks could haul better downhill without going outside the dynamic envelope. At the same time, Kennecott was using Caterpillar haul trucks, Cat 793Bs and 793Cs. They were mechanical drive trucks, 252 tons. Late 1999, the large Komatsu 930E electric trucks started showing up at the mine. They were 320-ton trucks. The Komatsu 930E trucks are 26.7 inches wide and 24 feet high and 50 feet long. The trucks was first to use AC motors on electric drive wheels. The AC wheel drive motor system was more powerful and it had a better reaction time. The success of the AC electric drive trucks would eliminate the Komatsu 830Es. They would be sold to another mine. Caterpillar trucks had the Cat 793Ds. that was equivalent in size. The new Caterpillar 794 AC haul trucks have a payload of over 400 tons. That's some of the haul truck development at Bingham Canyon Mine.